Hey, welcome. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Thank y'all so much for stopping by. I don't know what's going on with this stupid phone, but it's it's in the vertical position. So I'm gonna have to do it like this, guys. I'm sorry.
Wow, what happened?
It's in the vertical. It won't go horizontal, but that's okay. Shout
Why
out.
don't you check your settings there? Yan na.
What here?
Wait, move it
I,
clockwise.
I'm I'm I'm
Clockwise.
checking.
No, 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 no. Here.
Where? I don't
No,
see it. See?
no, 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 no. Wait, so what's this?
Yeah, where? Auto rotate.
Yeah.
Okay. Now let's try it. Okay, let's try it. There you go. I'm so goofy. Y'all know I'm not uh financial. I mean, tech tech savvy. But shout out to Jacob Ty and J. Michael Beat Your Life. All my members. Thank you, Marlon Alvarez, for that super chat. He says another great. Wait. Okay. Let's see. I can't read this. Another great day to be able to join you and the crew live. Yeah, it's been a good day over here. Looking forward to hearing the knowledge you're about to drop, sir. Thank you. All of my members, man. Y'all don't realize, man. I never take that stuff for granted. What times it travels, come on. All my old heads on here who've been with me for a long time. Chiefs, Doubtful Genius, all of y'all, man. Thank y'all for your support. Any new viewers and subscribers, join us for the first time today. And anybody catching this on replay, we always have a topic. Today's topic is it's Big Shirley over there or Dan Piece over here. The choice is yours. And we're going to talk about Big Shirley being the modern woman, the loudmouth, confrontational, independent woman that says she doesn't need a man. Okay. Thanks, Chief, for your support and welcome to the Sunshine Shoulders community. Yet she's been married 2 or 3 times with 3 or 4 children. With the ever increasing waistline and ever increasing demands. That's who Big Shirley is. We're not talking about some fat black woman, although they fit the description too, and the big bodied white women too. We're just talking about the attitude. But we always like to talk about other things. Peso's still holding strong. What's up, Angelo? At 58.52 when I checked in today. I mean, that's really good. I mean, if you're on your way over here, I believe Johnny S is on his way over here. Him and his whole family. They're going to stop in Cebu, and then they're coming to San Carlos City. I'm going to entertain them for a little while. I got to get creative, man, because this is a retirement place, San Carlos City is. It's not Cebu, it's not Manila, Angeles City. He says, LOL, Vivica Fox 60. Now she's hoping for a husband. She was fine in her prime. Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying. I don't believe anybody on here has a problem with Western women. I think it's our choices. I wouldn't date her now, and that's Vivica Fox. They was talking about me. I'm not going to talk about her, but I just don't find her attractive, man. She's hit the wall. She's hit it hard. She hit it head on. But let's talk about some things. Jerry West died today, 86, man. He lived a great life, I'm sure. Along with the 7,000 other Americans that die on a daily basis. Friend of mine died last night. They said he was just sitting back in his lawn chair, went to sleep and didn't wake up. Now he's 4 years younger than me. Died of a heart attack. his first cousin, who they really like brothers. They grew up in the same household. He made the announcement, man. He's crying and everything. Guys, time's not running out. Your life is running out. But rest in peace, man, to everybody who transitioned, man, because you're not even guaranteed the next minute. Imagine this guy's just chilling after work, kicked back in his line chair and just went to sleep. And he woke up dead, man. You know, don't take this life for granted, but y'all don't listen. It's some of y'all right now who have the time, who have the money, who have everything to make a trip overseas or to check something off your bucket list, and you shaking in your damn boots, scared to move. But yeah, let's talk about the video I made yesterday. I'm gonna tell you something. It takes balls to do a 180 in search of a new life, in search of a happier life at 70 years old and move overseas. Or 75, or 65. It takes balls, man. We just need to celebrate men like that. My whole attitude has changed about that now. I mean, I've always been there, but I'm way up here now when it comes to that. I mean, the only people who are fools, really, are the ones who don't take the risk. No balls, no blue chips. You know, for every bad story I've told, I could tell 100 stories that were positive, that men have come over here and succeeded. More than 100. A lot of men want to stay under the radar. They don't want their story told. But I'm seeing it. I'm living it. You know, some guy, you know, when I made that short about building a house over here, the first thing they want to say, well, what if you and your woman fall out and she kicks you out? So what? I can stand on my own 2 feet, clown. Is anything else needed than that? We've proven that, guys, that you're capable. Okay, we've been able to handle everything that society has thrown at us, and they're throwing more and more at us as the days go by. We can handle it. You think if you go, man, for the guys who, I guess they think retiring from the military is a piece of cake, and 40 years at the post office is a walk in the park. Y'all a bunch of fools, man. Older men run the world. Oh, there's a reason for that. Because they know we're capable. But it's called wisdom. You know, they call us fools. No, it's called wisdom. I'm just letting you know. When you can make those type of decisions, you don't have the responsibilities that the job requires. Your children are grown for most of us. They're grown. Because guys will come up with excuses. Oh, I don't want to leave my family behind. You're not going to leave them behind. The planes go back and forth. Okay? He said if it was a piece of cake, I would have re-enlisted. Yeah, but that's what people think. So then when you have to make a decision like, well, I want to move overseas and just try my luck over there. Okay? They want to make a big deal out of it. They think it's a life or death situation you're making. It's not. Okay? Because you've made those type of decisions over and over and over. And you prove you can handle it. So I'm not going to discourage anybody from trying. Because you really have nothing to lose. The only thing you have to lose is from not trying. He says, yeah, we can't get the time back, so yes, get busy living. That's right. The only thing I talk about that's irreversible is time. You can reverse your health. You can recoup your losses as far as money's concerned. But you can't get that time back. But for some reason, man, you can't shake some people awake to believe that. They're making plans for next week. Not even knowing, man, you know, they'll be here for the rest of the day. So I want to congratulate men for the tough decisions they're making, man. You know, he said, yeah, bro, 4 years in the Navy was enough for me. My hat's off. to the ones that did 20 and 25, and my buddy Scott Fortune did 32 in the special forces. He said, man, that title says a lot. Living overseas comfortably is the goal. Yeah. I mean, if you want to win in the matrix, that's on you, man. A lot of us have had enough of that over there. The attitudes, not only of the women, but just everybody. I made a post on my Facebook. People over here don't even know who P. Diddy is. I'm so sick of hearing about that. Either put the man on trial and send him to jail or let him go. I forget about it, man. Every other day, you got somebody on YouTube telling a story. Well, you just as damn guilty. Why you wait 30 years to tell the story about the man? They just jumping on this guy. People over here don't know who he is. Thank you. They don't know who Caitlin Clark is either with all that divisive stuff. This is what I left behind. This is what I left behind, guys. Okay? Because we're always in this divisive stuff. Now, okay, you pick up the paper. They want you to think that only people are committing crimes in America now is the illegal immigrants. Oh, they're so scared of them. How do you know they're illegal, by the way, press, when all they got is a CCTV, this latest crime? They supposed to have beat and robbed somebody on Times Square. Well, they just got a CCTV of two men. Well, how do you know that they're illegal immigrants? But this is the narrative we're pushing, man. I left all that behind. The hell with that. Yeah, it's a lot of people. I asked Merlin. Believe it or not, man, when Trump was president, before he was elected, Merlin didn't even know who Donald Trump was. I love that type of attitude. Yeah, he says his songs were only on the radio. Yeah, but they don't know who he is over here. They don't care. They have no interest in a whole lot more livable over here when you don't have to talk about Caitlin Clark. Oh, this, that. They're jealous of her. Man, stop with all that. Okay? He said, winning in the matrix is more about ego. Some think moving overseas is selling, but that's because they've never traveled. Yeah, let's celebrate people who do that, men and women, who just say, hey, the world's 197 million square miles. Who says I have to live in Louisville, Kentucky for the rest of my life? Some guy says, well, I don't want to leave. I'm not a coward. I just don't want to leave my friends and family behind. Well, you don't have to do that. You're going to leave them behind when you die. They're not coming with you. Okay, so, yeah, Rick Hart said P. Diddy's not getting her playtime in the Philippines. They don't know who he is. They don't know who Caitlin Clark is and all that other divisive stuff that goes on over there. BRICS, yeah. He said, all I hear now is the BRICS, which I don't think is going to take place. Most countries hate others. How are they going to negotiate a new currency? Remember, the dollar's the king. America will burn the whole world down before that dollar goes under. Okay, they've done all the other, things to keep it afloat. All the other scams and with magic and all that. They got that big ass military. Okay. What's up, Kevin? What's up, Alan? Thank y'all for joining us. Scott Boy said, Cal, who would not want a beautiful woman? Sweet, kind, can cook and clean. Yeah. But this is the choice that a lot of us are saddled with. But then there's another choice. You can date those old women over there. Me and Vivica Fox is the same age. You couldn't pour her on me. So yeah, there is another option to date those old dried up women over there who, I call them the motherboard because they're in church all week. Okay, and then no matter how hard you work, no matter what you do, they give the credit to Jesus. So I don't want an older woman with all that foolishness. No, I'm out here. working my fingers to the damn bone. Jesus ain't done nothing. I did that. I bought that home. But that's what older women want to do. They want to stay in church all day. If that's what you want to do, okay, we're not going to deal with you. Okay? I'm not going to deal with you. They won't give you any credit. They won't give you no pussy. Okay? Once a month. Then they think they doing you a favor. Okay, y'all can have that. Yeah, it's one thing after the other. The media has too much power, and then, we don't read. We can't think for ourselves over that. They tell you who to hate, who to love, who to follow. He said, you pay that COVID money back. I'm not paying nothing back, stupid. Another guy that comes on here has nothing else to do. He's the president of the Armchair Bro Association. See, that's the type of stuff that goes on in the Matrix. They want you to waste your precious time on that stuff, arguing, hey, he said the dollar won't last forever. Well, it's going to last in your lifetime, robber. Okay, in your lifetime, it's not going down, okay? If it is, we all go down. Talking about how, look how long Rome lasted. Or whatever it is in Britain and all that. But this is a new time. They didn't have the military we've got. Our military makes their military look like mice. Look like a bunch of ants scurrying around. Okay, let's not be devil's advocate, guys, okay? The United States dollar is going to remain king. Okay, if not, they will burn the whole planet down. Y'all don't know America. Okay? Yeah, okay. Well, when you come over here, you better have some dollars. You better not bring the brick over here. They don't accept the brick over here. Okay, all you conspiracy guys. He said, yeah, the motherboard, that's what they are. You know where it is. And I didn't know for the life of me, and I grew up in the church, what the motherboard even did, because they were not the ushers. They were not the ones who, when you start shouting, they come and fan you down. They just came in with those nurses' uniforms and just sat on the front row. Old, dried up. That ain't TJ, man. That's not TJ. Yeah, once a month. If that, and then they want to act like they're doing you a favor. And it's always a missionary position. Okay? It's never anything special. It's always a missionary position. No, that's not TJ. He's gone anyway. I got rid of him. They want to watch your pockets and all that stuff. That's the Scott. I mean, what do I call them? The Chads, the Brads, and the Thads. He said, did research and learned that 1% of people become a healthy weight after being obese. Being overweight can happen to us all when it's only a 1% chance to fix the issue. Well, I don't know what he's saying. He says, after being obese. Yeah, well, of course. But that's also that same 1% who succeed in life. QOB32. That's the same percentage of people who make it to a higher level. Remember the study that they did, Earl Nightingale? He talked to 100 people at age 25 and asked them what they wanted to do with the rest of their life. Of course, they all wanted to be successful. But 40 years later, at the age of 65, only one was rich. 4 were financially independent. And the rest of them were either dead or depending on government handouts to earn a living. So yeah, that's that 1%. Okay? That's all I'm saying. He said living in the United States is stressful. Yeah, but see, here's the thing that I don't like. We sit around the water cooler or the damn coffee pot, whichever one now, I think it's a coffee pot in the break room, and we talk about the problems. We complain, but we don't want to do anything about it. Misery loves misery. Okay, we'll agree with that, okay? It's not unstoppable. We're saying in your lifetime, it's not going to happen. Bring that brick over here and see what happens. They're going to throw a brick at your ass. It's going to take a long time. You know, it's always some type of conspiracy, some type of new thing that's supposed to come up. Man, do you know how long they've been saying that about the dollar? I've been coming to the Philippines since 2009. That's always been the talk. Well, what happens when the dollar crashes? Well, hell, it ain't crashed yet. Okay? I'm sorry, guys. I'm just telling you facts. But what gets me is how you going to criticize and scrutinize grown-ass men for making grown decisions that you're afraid to make, or you're in a position to make. I really don't care what other men do. But obviously there's other people who do. They watch your dick, they watch your pockets. Okay? See what I'm saying? This guy's right on the money. He said, you pocket watching is sickening. Dick watching is even worse. Yeah. They're gonna watch you. Meanwhile, their house is on fire. Their backyard is dirty as hell, but they're trying to tell you to clean up your yard. Yeah, the strangest secret. That kind of stuff helped me. It's the reason I'm sitting here today. You know, if you got definiteness of purpose, which is what the whole Think and Grow Rich is talking about, and then you're going to stand by until you reach your goals. You got the persistence. Nothing's going to stop you. That's the whole theme of Think and Grow Rich. Come up with that idea or that better way of life or whatever it is you want, and then stand by, stand pat until it becomes a reality. We can't do that, guys. Most people can't do it. We give up at the first sign of struggle or trouble or defeat. So then when somebody says, man, because this guy I was talking to yesterday, when he was talking about the chronological age and the biological age, I've heard that before. Some people, the matrix will make you older than your chronological age. Your biological age will be older than your chronological age. I know guys over there, man, I graduated with, man, they look 80 years old. But then there's guys over here, like him, he's 69, he looks 50. See, that's what all that stress and stuff is. You know. But a lot of guys, they give up. But I'm going to tell you this. If it hasn't clicked, if you're over here right now and it hasn't clicked, it's going to click, man. It's only a matter of time. What's that thing? If at first you don't succeed, try again. You heard that saying before. Well, even the guy I was talking to yesterday, he's an interesting guy. He got some interesting beliefs and stuff. He's on his fourth girlfriend. She's 21. He's 68. He'll be 69 next month. None of the women he's been with have been over 25. Or 26, I mean. Okay, but the first one is just not going to work for some reason or the other. Some guys, it does work. But for most of us, it doesn't work. It's too much going on in the beginning. You bringing all that stress with you, then you mix in the cultural differences and everything and all that. It's going to take a while for you to know how to move over here. But in my humble opinion, older men are better equipped to make the move overseas than anybody else. I mean, this makes sense when you look at everything. Okay? Hey, Magna Family Vlog. He says, you have people in the Matrix now trying to debunk Earl Nightingale these days. Men are giving up, but Sunshine Shows and Company is providing hope for men like me, anxious to free themselves. Well, you know, those are the people who aren't practicing. You know, my ex-American wife, she was a non-believer in those books and in their philosophy. No one was more against it than her until she started seeing it working in our lives. It literally took us out of the mud. And hell, she'd run out to the UPS truck and get my books for me. Because when I start reading that stuff, she was saying, it don't work. You wasting money on those books. And I had to agree with her. You're right. It doesn't work if you don't apply the principles that they're trying to tell you about in here. The people who say it's junk, those are the ones that don't read the books. They certainly don't apply it because it's simple, universal law and principle. That if you help other people, you're going to help yourself. That's the law of compensation. It's just as rigid as the law of gravity. See, I like universal law because it doesn't favor anybody. Okay, if you obey the law, guess what? You're going to benefit. Okay, that's all I'm saying. I like that more than I like some white man with a beard up there, you know, showing favor toward people. But I'm just saying that when you're in that matrix, and a lot of younger guys are discovering it, that's why they're trying to get out of there. It makes you older than what your birth certificate says. Eating all that bad food, listening to all that propaganda and all that old stressful, divisive news every day. People know good and damn well, okay, Caitlin Smith is a great basketball player, but she's not the best basketball player that's ever existed. She may be the most popular. There was something, okay, in Dennis Kimbrough's book, What Makes a Great Great, okay? And he said, the best things are not always the most popular things. And he was talking about running shoes. Nike is popular, but they don't make the best running shoe by any stretch of the imagination. Jordans are not the best basketball shoe, but they're the most popular. But now it's just something else they can put in between us. You know, so they shower her with these big contracts, big endorsements, everything that they never gave anybody else. And they know people are going to bite on that. He said, Cal, you're cutting up tonight in a good way. Yeah. He said, guys get a fresh start when they leave the matrix. They do. He said, hey, Cal, from where you dig the title for this video, out of my mind, out of the ether, man. That's where all ideas come from. But it's really just some of the choices we have. The reason why I would encourage men, especially older men, who are in their fourth quarter, some of us are in overtime, to get out into the world before it's too late. Jerry West died today. Jerry West died today. He said, dudes like Leonardo DiCaprio, nothing over 25. Yeah, but when you do it, that's a big deal. You're a pedophile. You're weird. Oh, they always talk about your granddaughter. Why would you want to date a woman the same as your granddaughter? But she's not my granddaughter, though. Y'all the ones are weird. That's weird. Hello, Marinette. Yeah, let's hit that like button. Y'all the ones that's weird. I said the Filipinos are the most scrutinized on the planet. No, it's us. When you decide to move out of the United States, man, here they come with that damn magnifying glass, the microscope. Oh, you must have did something wrong. Where you running from? Yeah, the GOAT debates, all that stuff that's going to split you. Why can't they all be great? I mean, and then when they talk about the GOAT debate, people are so dumb they don't realize that they're looking at LeBron at the end of his career. They don't realize when LeBron first came in the league after the first 10 years, he was the GOAT, man. Wasn't nobody dominating the way he was. All you got to do, thank God for YouTube. Go on there and watch LeBron. And the GOAT debate makes a lot more sense. But people are comparing Jordan at his best at the last stage of his career. Man, LeBron was a beast. I'm not in the GOAT debate. I'm just saying it makes more sense when you look at LeBron in his prime. Remember, he came into the league, he was 4 years younger than Jordan. And he had way more expectations on his shoulders than Jordan. Okay? Jordan doing what he's doing. Not even Jordan. Jordan wasn't even the #1 pick. Okay, so I'll just let you know. People didn't know Jordan, man. Jordan just kept getting better. Took him a long time to make the playoffs. A long time. Because it's more than a one-man game. I watched Jordan. I watched LeBron and all that. They want to divide. Yeah, Jerry West, man. You know, the logo they called him. Now, you know, they'll never change that logo anymore. You know, they would talk about changing it. Now that he died, no. But 86 is a good year, man. I mean, you know, he lived a damn good life out there in California and wherever he was. You know, mainly California out there, man, from the 60s all the way up to now. I mean, he lived. I mean, I don't know if you can live a better life than that. That's why when Sidney Poitier died, people were sad. Sad for what? He was 90-something years old. The man lived a 5-star life, hell, for 70, 80 damn years. These guys are really making a lot of old profiles today. Now this one's 53 shades grayer. You know. Yeah, he says, you should have seen how they raked that black pastor through the coals for being 65 with a 21-year-old wife. This man had to threaten people at the pulpit for talking about his marriage. Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying. At some point, don't you get tired of that? It's a double standard. It's hypocritical. It's like, okay, I thought she's grown. Is she grown at 21 or not? Why don't we it's gotten so pathetic over there that pretty soon they're going to say how, you know, depending on how old you are, how old the woman you should marry or date. It's already unspoken over there. It's usually somewhere within a 10-year range. Well, I don't want an old woman over there. He said, I told my wife I wouldn't date no woman my daughter's age after she took them clothes off. My man changed. Of course. It's all talk, man. Talk is cheap. That's all it is. What time is it, Travels? They know that they're not going to be able to do it. They're already bogged down. They're married to Big Shirley, and Big Shirley ain't going out without a fight. These are the guys, the Armchair Bro Association, who are giving you the problem. Some oh, you want to date a woman same age as your granddaughter. Well, she's not my granddaughter, first of all. Okay. Second of all, she's grown. It's a consenting, it's two consenting adults. The relationship is consensual. The sex is certainly consensual. But they know they're married to Big Shirley over there. They're still on the hamster wheel. Still got about 15 more years on that mortgage and all of that. He said, talking to people about overseas travel is like speaking a foreign language to them. Well, they're going to attack you. The guy I was talking to, Richard, that I had lunch with, he retired from the VA. And he said when he finally told his co-workers he was leaving, one of them came up to him and said, I'm convinced now that you're dumb. And he's like, why? He said, for moving over there. And the guy said, well, have you ever been to the Philippines? No. But you're calling me dumb. He said, Calvin, I finally told my girlfriend I'm going to move away from Davao. Not before your meet and greet. I feel so bad for hurting her feelings, but I can't limit myself here. Well, see, that's life, Angelo. And this is what I was trying to tell the guy who was saying, oh, you meet them girls online. What if it doesn't work out? Well, everybody knows that that's the chance you have to take. This is why they want that commitment from you. Okay? But I would slide out of there. I wouldn't go out with a bang, Angelo, because I'm going to tell you something. I've never made a video about it, but I should. Okay? I'm going to have you deported and blacklisted is the theme of a lot of these women over here. It's their battle cry. Okay? Whenever there's a divorce, whenever there's a separation or breakup, this is what they pull out. Okay? Because I asked Merlin, I said, well, why did they do that? She said, yeah, because they don't want you to do it to another woman over here. But it's okay for you to go on and move on with another foreign man or whoever. But you're going to get rid of us because they don't want you to do it to another Filipino. Bullshit. It's all about revenge. Because one of her friends, that's not 53 Shades, man. That's 53 Shades grayer. I got rid of him. Yeah, 53 Shades. I got rid of him. So, yeah. They're going to pull that out, okay, of their damn ass. And then regret it. Because they do it when they're angry. And then they're going to regret it. Especially when they got children with you. Then they're going to try to get child support. Well, how are you going to get child support from me now? You're going to penalize the daughter. But let's get over here to the subject. Because everybody here has a Big Shirley story. Everybody here is tired of them loudmouth women over there who claim they don't need you. They're so independent. Okay. The average woman is what, 5'4", 170 pounds with a 38-inch waist, 40. Okay. With a high school education. But her expectations are, out in the universe somewhere. And there's nothing wrong with that. Alan Johnson said, Bird said it best, there's a goat in every decade. And he won't take anything from the younger guys. Yeah. And now the thing is, could you make it in today's NBA, NFL? And see, that's just an attempt on these old sports guys and athletes to stay relevant. Man, your time is over with. You broke now you're on YouTube trying to recoup some of that money. When you was winning like that, you wasn't looking at anybody, you wasn't giving us your time, energy, or anything. That's why I can shout out the guys who have these podcasts and they're still in the league. People are still listening to them. They have a whole lot more credibility. Talking about how many points you could average now. That's impossible. You can't live that way. It's a foolish conversation, man. Yeah, I got rid of him. But I think people are just tired of settling for less in their home countries. Remember, we don't have a problem with women. Most of us on here, we've been married once or twice over in the West. But I think after a while, once you get something to weigh it up against, once you come to the Philippines, man, and this is what I said a long time ago before I had a channel or anything else, and you start dealing with these young, attractive women, you're never going to go back to what you were used to over there. It's just how it is. I'm just telling you. That's just how it is. But we're getting tired of just settling. We're saying, okay, I'm in the fourth quarter of my life. What else is out there? It's okay to ask that question. Okay? But who is Big Shirley? What are you talking about? That's who we're talking about. We're not talking about any individual. Hey, it's the weekend, man. Yeah, armchair, bro, yeah. But they stay on the move because they don't have nothing else to do. But let's talk about Big Shirley because it's your choice. Because you're not going to be alone no matter what you say. And men going their own way and all the manosphere. You're going to be with somebody at some point. But Big Shirley, she puts herself out there like she's more than what she is. Like, she deserves better than really what reality says, okay? Because a lot of times these Big Shirleys, their vagina smells like they're on their period all the time. Okay? I don't know when the last time you smelled one of them women over there, because they want to be like men. Men and women are equal, but we're not the same. The pussy stinks. Put it like that. I'm sorry. Okay? Wearing that cheap perfume and all that stuff. He said, they threaten to have men deported because they think if I can't have him, no one can. Yet that's basically what Maryland said. Oh, you're not going to do it to another woman over here. I mean, that's the first thing they say. Because one of her friends, the marriage didn't work out. The man actually came over here and saw another woman and never even checked in on his wife. And she's hot. And that's the first thing they go to. Well, I'm going to have him deported and blacklisted. He said, damn, I just got home from work and noticed the notification. I hope you fellas left at least one Big Shirley for me. He said, a lot of us have been married to or dated a Big Shirley and have a story to tell for sure. Yeah, but people don't want to tell that story. They're embarrassed, but we know. They got this big elephant pussy over there. I don't care, because they've been having sex with just ever since they were old enough. And no reasonable sized penis can satisfy them. But that's what they want. The 6-pack, and then they want, you got to be 6 inches on soft, while you sleep. So that translates into about 12 inches when you're in the bed. You got to be the perfect man over there. And I think we've all looked in the mirror and said, I'm not perfect. But no reasonable sized penis is going to satisfy them, man. And no man in his right mind is going to go near her with your mouth and your tongue. You're just not going to do it. I'm sorry, you're not going to do it. So there you go there. I'm just saying, man, y'all know it. They got expensive taste, but they broke. Yeah, she's a throat goat. Well, it's a lot of throat goats here around the world.
Daddy, Mama's using the roller skate of.
Oh, they're in there skating. They got skates. She fell. Yeah. Well, you got to move your legs in the skates. They scooting around like this on the skates. And then when they are, well, it's an option. We said Big Shirley or a damn piece over here, Hercules. Okay. It's fact when you get 61 over there, unless you're a multi-millionaire or some type of celebrity or $1 million athlete, you don't have many choices over there, Hercules. Now, you can push back all you want. There's a reason you're on a Philippine vlog, because you've had enough over there. You don't want what's waiting for you there, because you can have a woman over there. I don't want anybody's grandmother. Okay, if I'm talking about your grandmother, your mother, so what? That's just facts. Okay, she might be a nice woman with good character and all that. I'm not gonna fuck her. I don't want nothing to do with her. She can't give me head. Okay, I'm sorry, but Big Shirley accounts for everybody, but they mammy or they grandmammy. Now your mother's Big Shirley too. That's why your father's not with her. They get to a point in their life, because my mother was certainly Big Shirley, and my mother was 5'2", 110. But she ran my stepfather. Okay, she beat him like a drum, not with her fist, but man, when he came home, that check was hers. That's all I'm saying. So yeah, if I'm stepping on anybody's toes, I'm sorry, man. That's just life. But your mammy's probably Big Shirley. That's all it is. That's probably why she's by herself. Because a lot of older guys, they're saying, man, I'm out of here. He's 61. His wife is 28. He said they've been in the States for 10 years. Well, dude, you was playing it real close, Hercules. Okay? He said the son is 8 years old. You see, you're getting real close. There was a video on the other day. One of I think it was Leia or something, where she was interviewing this couple. He was 35, she was 21. And she asked them, well, how long have you been, because LDR, how long y'all been, chatting? The woman said 4 years. Well, if you take 4 from 21, that was 17. It didn't take the man but a split second to do his math. He's like, no, it ain't been 4 years. It's been 3. And then you could see the look in her eyes change. And she said, oh, yeah, next year it's 4. No, sorry. Y'all coming over here doing that, which I don't care. Just be careful. But, dude, you was cutting it close. Because, first of all, okay, she's 28 years younger. I'm sorry, I read that wrong. But anyway, because a friend of mine, he claims, okay, and I believe him. He said, when I met my wife, she was 17, but we waited. We didn't do anything till she was 18. Don't do that. Don't be that guy. Yeah, dry, or else it's just so stretched out of place that no reasonable size penis is going to satisfy it. And you're not going to get down there and lick the clit so big it look like a damn dick. So really it's like you sucking a dick down there. It's like, no, I don't want any of that. I don't want nothing to do with that. I don't care if it's your mother. He says, I see a lot of sixes in the Philippines go to Thailand for dams. Well, you haven't been anywhere. Okay, you haven't been anywhere. It's 2,000 islands over here, dude. Okay, and whether 6 to you may be a 10 to somebody else, don't go to this Thailand stuff, because now you're renting women over there, basically. At least you got a real woman over here. I mean, really, I don't want a bar girl, basically, what you getting there. I'm just saying. I mean, you know, well, I don't know. He said double dick and joke. Yeah. But let's just talk about the real choices you got. See, a lot of these young guys, that's why they over here. Okay? Because a lot of the women, they're getting bigger over there. They're getting more demanding. And we can't really, unless you got real money, like the dope dealers still got the fine women because they got the money. But they're going to pay a big price eventually. But they got the nice looking women. But unless you're still young and in high school or college, well, once you start getting older, because I'm speaking to an older age, 45 and older, man, you can forget it. I'm just telling you. He said you should look up the female delusional calculator. I don't have to. Hell, I know how delusional they are. Here you are, 5'4", 170 pounds with a 40-inch waist with a high school education, but I've got to be Michael Jordan or Kobe Bryant or somebody. He says, I'm 63, my Filipino girlfriend is 23, and we're happy. Well, the guy I talked to yesterday, he's 68. He'll be 69. His girlfriend's 21. He's been here for 8 years. He said he's never going back. You know, his father's died. He's got one sister left. He doesn't have any children. He made that decision when he was in his 20s to get a vasectomy, a long time ago. He's even thinking about becoming a dual citizen. He's got 2 more years. He's been here for 8 years in a row. He's got his SRV. Okay. He said, everywhere I turned in the Philippines, I saw 5 women. Nilla, Cebu, General Santos, etc., Dumaguete. Okay, and like I said, it's kind of hard to meet women on the street in Dumaguete, but boy, did they got 10, they got damn pieces in Dumaguete. I'm just telling you now. I don't care what day you go there, go down back, because it's a college town. It's a lot of colleges in Dumaguete. I mean, there's some fine-ass women. Some of the finest women you're going to see in all the Philippines, because they're coming from all over to go to them schools. And Dumaguete's not a big place. I mean, you see some just absolute damn pieces. And I'd rather have that. And I'd rather get turned down by that and be given a hard time by that than Big Shirley. And when they do have money in America, you know, they're delusional, like he said. They're selfish. He says, I'm thinking Thailand, the states are getting expensive. Well, hell, you can do it all. You can have it all. I'm from the mindset that you can have it all. Live in Thailand and take your vacations in the Philippines or Vietnam. Thailand is so close. Actually, Vietnam is closer to the Philippines than Thailand. And then those two are really close. Then Laos, Cambodia, Indonesia. It's a smorgasbord over here. He said, dope dealers need to make their money and get out, but how many of them do? They don't know anything else. But, you know, I don't knock them because they don't know anything else. You do what you best at. He said, you're not getting bar girls in Thailand. Well, you know, I'm just saying that with the language barrier, most of the guys that I see, they're with bar girls. When I went over there, I didn't meet one guy who had a regular woman. But remember, I was only there for 5 days. I'm just saying, let's don't start with this Thailand versus Philippines stuff, man. It's petty. You just go back and forth if you want to. Or whatever works for you. That's all I'm saying. But let's don't start that. You know, because you don't see enough of the Philippines to say the Philippines is the best. You certainly don't see enough of Thailand to say Thailand's the best. It's all subjective. No, they're not. You're just gonna see some beautiful ones there. Most of the women over here do not want foreigners anyway. Okay, they want Filipinos just like most Canadian women marry Canadian men. It's no different. That's why, when people ask that stupid question, where's the best place to meet Filipinos? If most of us meet women online, then wouldn't that make it the best place, okay, to meet women online? It's going to be hard to meet them in the mall because you don't know which ones are going to deal with you or not. You don't know even though they can speak English, it's going to be a messed up communication. And remember, when you meet them online, it's sort of like an icebreaker. Okay, you can ask them a whole lot of questions and different stuff that you're probably not going to ask in person. Do people come over and meet women online? Yeah, but very few. The ones you see online that we met online, okay, the ones you see, the men, most of us, we just met them online. I mean, it's just we want the easy way. We're at an age in our life. Now, I'm not talking about these young guns that come over here. They always, they're always the exception to the rule. There's people watching me now. Because y'all old or whatever it is. He said, I'm curious, have you ever been to Panama? No, I've never been. Now, I think this guy here may be a clown. See, your answers are starting to show me that you're not real. Okay? He says, I've been to Thailand and the Philippines, and I'm telling you, the women in the Philippines went out every time. Went out every time. Is that what you said? Yeah, the bad attitude, which that's what I'm saying. She's loudmouth, confrontational. Like the guy said, it's real. He said 65, 24, never been happier. Men in America have to substitute pleasures for happiness. It's not the same. It's not the same. But this guy right here, damn cars. I saw you on regular guys live streaming. You said Sunshine Shoulder said this and said that. Guys, don't do that. Just say, why don't you fight the trolls? I mean, come on, guys, don't do that. I mean, that looks weak when you do that. You're on my live stream, man. We're having a conversation, and y'all take the shit and go everywhere with it. I don't have anything against regular guy. I would tell him the same thing I told y'all. Fight for yours if you haven't done anything wrong. But that don't mean for you to go and run and tell him that's what I said. He may be watching my live stream anyway. Hey, lad. But y'all think, there's a lot of guys on here right now who comment that don't really like me. I don't care. I keep y'all here because every now and then you may drop a gem or two. I see y'all. I see the comments you make on other channels, And I'm like, well, why are you even in my channel? He said, Thailand is like Korea in the early 80s. As an over 50 individual speaking from experience, the catch to dating a 21-year-old here is fitting what she is interested in. And I would say, if it's not working for you somewhere, move where it works. Yeah, and everybody's experience is going to be different because, women basically different. But a 21-year-old mainly is going to follow you as long as you're going somewhere. I mean, if you're not some dog guy, if you know your woman's 21, then you probably want to be an active individual. You probably want to go to the beaches and stuff. You may want to take her different places because she's 21. Don't deny her a good life or the good times and all of that. Well, how do you know? How do you know? This is the whole point of the video I made about Filipinos. I mean, bar girls make good housewives. The trolls knew what I was talking about. You don't know. You don't know the difference. There's no way you can tell until she tells you. So you don't know. People say people are sleeping on Vietnam, very cheap, but the language barrier and the parents are really strict. Well, I wouldn't even compare Thailand to any of them, guys. When you start comparing, you got to break down one place to build up the other. And the same, you haven't been enough places in Thailand, Frank, to really give a good review of Thailand. You certainly haven't been enough places in Malaysia. We haven't even been enough places in the United States. 17% of us never leave the state we were born in. I mean, why do you have to compare anyway? If you chose Thailand, be happy with it, man, and keep your focus on Thailand. You taking your focus off Thailand, looking over here. Oh, what's over here? Am I missing out on something? Yeah, it's pretty free and available here, and it'll shock you. How many times have I walked into the gym and somebody getting shot up in the thigh, in the leg? Where it would be illegal. You can't do that in America. He said the girls here in Thailand call themselves freelancers. I got very little experience in Thailand, so I really can't say. I just don't like all this comparing because you haven't been there long enough. Okay, Bumps and Bruces. Go check out his channel. He's lived in Thailand for 20 years. And he won't even make a comparison. He's the one told me, he said, Calvin, I don't know why they do it. He says about 8 or 9 places, and he named them, that foreigners go to in Thailand. And he said even less in the Philippines. Most foreigners come here, guess where? The top 3. Boracay, Cebu, and Palawan. That's about it. So you don't know the Philippines. You're just talking about your limited experience in the Philippines. It doesn't do anybody any good with that. Okay? But yeah, I made a choice a long time ago when I came here that I didn't want any more of what I was getting in America. And you may live in France or whatever it is, but you know, I don't want a mother or a grandmother, because that was a problem with my American ex-wife. She started acting like my mother and started treating me like I was one of the children. Because the older women get, the more that they tend to act that way. Even, I remember Elette came on here and was talking about, that's why, when I said something about, I want it every day. And she said, well, I don't want a man jumping up and down on me all day. And there's nothing wrong with that. So as a 60-year-old man whose libido is still high, whose testosterone is still high, who is still at a reasonable peak as far as sex is concerned, I wouldn't do well with an older woman in the West. Because remember, Jesus is always looking in the window. So they're not going to do anything special because Jesus is watching. No matter how hard you work, no matter what you do, he gets all the credit. And they want to keep you in church all day. And if they are, most of the women over there, most, and I'm going to say most, my age have let themselves go. They're grandmothers now. But I'm supposed to accept it. Oh, they're older, respect them and all that, right? Well, it has nothing to do with my preferences. You can live your life any way you want to, but I don't prefer a woman who's let herself go. I don't want it. Well, I wouldn't even know because you don't know if she's a bar girl or not. They look the same. They wear the same clothes. They eat the same food. They pray the same way. They do everything the same. The only way you know she's a bar girl, you go in the bar and you see her. When she comes out of there and puts on those okay blouses and jeans and shorts and all that and goes hanging out at the plaza and then Save More and all that, you're not going to know. And none of you got that type of special talent. You're not going to know. That's not true. Yeah, I'm just saying, men, we have testosterone. So if you're discouraged over there right now, women don't want to be bothered, just have some patience. They're going to hit that wall face first. Yeah, I'm not dealing with that. And people can get mad at me all they want. And they come with them, they when you meet them, they already have a set of bedroom rules. What I'm going to do, what I'm not going to do. Don't even ask me to do. They're going to limit you, man, like that. You might as well forget it. I'm sorry. That's all, we can work together and all of that, but we can be friends and all that, but no, I'm sorry. I don't want that. We're tired of being disrespected and neglected. Women over there have gotten so selective to the point where you're like, why even bother? So men, that's why I applaud men, older men, for saying, you know what, I'm looking at my options because they call it wisdom. You get that with age. And you weigh it up. And you say, well, hell, I'm in my fourth quarter. I don't know how much time I got left anyway. Why don't I roll the dice and go overseas somewhere where I'm probably going to be celebrated? They'll call you a fool, but the only fools are the people who don't take the risk. No risk, no reward. No balls, no blue chips. So then the armchair bros are over there. They'll see a man over here with a nice situation going on. Because remember, we're the age now, we don't care why she's with us. She's with us and we're happy and satisfied, or she's only with you for the money. She's using you. Well, we'd rather be used over here than abused over there. It's never too late to be great. I'm winning. And winning is subjective. What's your definition of winning? I'm not sure. Let's on her. She'll tell you, but I'm just saying a lot of times you're not compatible with a woman your age. I was talking to my buddy Cornelius Mack. He's 75. I think his wife is 40. He's like, Calvin, I don't have any problem with women over there. He said, but what do I have in common with a 75-year-old woman other than the fact she's 75? Yeah, I'm going to get rid of him the next time he comes up. Yeah, he's not real. I thought he was. He had me fooled for a while. He's gone. I hope he enjoyed his time on the Sunshine Shoulders community. Take that on to one of my other channels. He says, we're using each other. That's a big difference. Loyalty is the key. As long as I'm happy, man, and satisfied, I could care less, really. Because you never really know for sure anyway. I don't care where you live. Happiness comes from within. I'm responsible for my own happiness anyway. No woman's going to make me happy. If you're sitting around and waiting for the right situation, it's never going to come. The right woman's never going to come. You have to know what's inside of you, what makes you click. That's all I'm saying. A woman going to make you happy. But we're at the stage, we already got our own money. We've got the wisdom, man. We've got the experience. We've made hard decisions. How many times our whole life we've paid our dues? What else is left but to take the jump? If they want to talk, let them talk. That's why a lot of guys, they come over here and they take a lot of pictures, they take a lot of videos, okay, so they can go home and shove it in their face like, yeah, why you over here talking stuff? This is what I was doing over there. Yeah, we have to be happy with ourselves. She's just icing on the cake, really. She's part of that. But men, I've never seen so many men worried about whether somebody loves them or not. Do you love you? That's the question you should be asked. Yeah, of course. It's not so much arguing, but they just come on here and they just want their 5 seconds of fame, boo-hoo. That's their life over there. Wouldn't you be trying to keep your time occupied if you was looking at a big ass elephant over there, arguing all the time, never happy, okay, blaming everything on you, never satisfied, okay? He said, I did that too, pictures and videos. Yeah, they want to remind themselves. They know they're not going to be able to live over here. They made the decision, I'm going to go back and forth. But this is my first time. I'm going to take as many pictures and videos as I can to motivate myself to come back again. Because, man, I tell you, some guys over here, man, they're having such a great time. The guy I had lunch with yesterday, he said, I'm never going back. There's nothing over there for me anymore. Me and him had so much in common. Guess what? He's a white guy, okay? 69-year-old white guy. But I thought we were supposed to be so different. He said, Calvin, I came over here August of 2016. He said it just got to the point where I said to myself, there's no fixing America. It's never going to get better over here. It's not going back to the olden days. It's only going to get worse. I'm out of here. You know, but a lot of what he was saying I could relate to. Because most of the time, if you sit down with an expat, you're going to see a fellow expat. You're going to see that you have more in common with them than differences. And, you know, we were just having a conversation. He was talking about the 4 women he's with. Then I'm over 25. I never asked him how old they was. I was just listening to his conversation because it doesn't matter to me. But obviously, you know, he said, well, I want a place where the weather's warm. Okay, the same thing I wanted. People, you know, spoke English. Well, we were welcome. Yeah, that's all they're trying to do. All I'm really worried about is trust, because I'm going to do everything. Just make sure you got my back and you'll get rewarded for that. That's all I'm saying. I'm not asking these women to do anything for me that I can't do for myself. We can stand on our own 2 feet. We've done it our whole lives. Guy says, what happens if you and Merle, why do they always wish bad luck on you anyway? But I said, I'm going to stand on my 2 feet. I'm going to make it. Okay? But I just want somebody I can trust because I'm going to do everything anyway. Just have my back. Don't let nobody cheat me. Don't let nobody tell me who the enemy is, you know, and all of that. And I'm going to reward you for that. But as far as me sitting around losing sleep at night worrying about whether the woman loves me or not, or is going to leave me or not, I'm not going to do that. That's all I'm saying. But after a while, you get tired of settling for less over there. And you start looking at, because I asked him, I said, well, how did you even come to find out about the Philippines? Because you start looking and you see guys over here. This is the place that makes the most sense for a lot of older men, Southeast Asia, where age gap is not such a big deal as it is in our own country, where the cost of living is reasonable, where you can turn back that biological clock if you want to, if you're willing to make the sacrifices. Okay? Well, you know, up to a certain point, they will. When you first meet them, because they've been lonely for so long. But once she knows you firmly in her pocket, then all hell's going to break loose. This is what happened to me. I had a sweet woman, man. She don't have any enemies, but your woman treats you differently than she treats everybody else. The woman that they see is not the woman you go to bed with every night. And you have to explain that to people. Oh, she's so nice. She's so sweet. So they'll take for granted you're the problem. No, I used to come home, man, and all my cologne, everything on the dresser's on the ground. Because something that made her mad. Probably not even me. Something, you know. You get tired of that. You got to argue, you know, and they want to fight you. They will fight you over that. You, lady, I can't win a fight with you. I can't win an argument with you. You're my woman. Why are we arguing? I can't win. All I can do is have a headache. Okay, minutes left. Yeah. Well, Bob Cousy may get his wish. He said he's in overtime. He's 95. Yeah, you know, that's the problem, Chen Yin. We sit around the water cooler or the damn coffee pot at work and talk about how bad we got it over here, how bad the women are treating us, but they don't want to do anything about it. So then when somebody steps out of line and say, you know, I'm going to the Philippines, like that guy did. Oh, you're dumb, they called him. But now he's been over 8 years. He's living a life that half of them are probably dead from that stress and stuff over there. Now they want the recipe. How did you do it? What's the cost of living like? Can I make it over there? How much does the plane ticket cost? What's immigration like? They want the damn recipe. You damn right. She said no. What does that mean? You're not busy anymore, Elat? But Elat is still an attractive woman, though. You realize that there's guys on this channel, you know, when she was on the panel, they were asking for her information. I didn't give it to them, you know. But as a woman gets older, you know, they're on a different clock than we're on. Men and women are equal, but we're not the same. So all this old age gap stuff, man, biologically, I may be 40 or 35, so I can deal with a 20 or 25-year-old woman. But if your biological clock is 80, then you probably need a 60-year-old woman. He said, I land in Cebu Saturday, bro. I can't wait. Yeah, see, this is why I don't understand why they get on vloggers. You know, they say, oh, yeah, you know, you're deceiving us and all that. Man, look, we're showing you your options. But y'all too busy listening and trying to discredit people instead of watching what we're doing. Okay, you see these guys over here. We're average guys at the most as far as looks is concerned. Ability is another thing. But because that's all we go by in the West, you bring that over here and you see these guys, we're average, man. Okay? And thank you, Jim. You said you look good for 61. If I was still at home, I'd be dead. There's no doubt in my mind. And I couldn't convince my Filipino wife of that. She's a good woman and everything, you know, and the trolls go after her. She doesn't deserve that, guys. You know, y'all punks for that. Woman ain't never done anything to y'all, man. You know, but that's who you deal with. Them armchair bro guys, they weak, man. But I couldn't convince her that, look, we're going to live a good life over here. It's not the life that you are used to living over here. It's going to be like you're living in a whole different country for real. But, it's hard to relate that. That's where the communication comes, the differences come in, the cultural differences come in. She's thinking, I don't want to live in the Philippines. It's struggle. It's hard. I got bad memories there. And I don't have a problem. But, when you say, till death do us part, through sickness and in health, that's supposed to mean something. Well, he says, may I ask you something? How has your Filipino proven herself superior over your ex-American wife? It's not so much of being superior, it's different. She's a lot more cooperative, okay? That's number one. That's the number one thing at this stage in my life, because I met my ex-American wife when I was 30. I was drinking, drugging, and everything else. But even when I cleaned up my life, she just wasn't as cooperative as I needed. Everything was hers and mine. So Maryland's a whole lot more cooperative. I guess because we've been together for 5 years, man, we can finish each other's sentences, really. I can be thinking of Maryland and here she comes down the street. You say, oh, it's coincidence. Well, it's what you think, but she's cooperative, man, and honestly, that's what I need right now at 61. I don't argue. We don't fight. She really does have my best interest. Okay, even if it's because of what I'm doing for her, it doesn't matter. At least I know I can sleep with both eyes closed. I don't have to worry about fighting Maryland, man. I would have. She would fight me. She would want to fight me. I don't fight women. So it's a big difference, man. The whole attitude. Maryland doesn't feel entitled. I don't owe her nothing. Okay, and that's the big difference, man. When they think you owe them something. Hey, Ryan Apple, thanks for that super sticker. So yes, a lot of differences. I'm not going to say superior, because my American wife is a good woman even to this day. But she can't keep a man. She can't keep a man. Sperling Edwards, and he's been over here over 2 years. He says, watching your show and other vloggers, I learned a lot before I got here. In fact, that's why I'm so confident and comfortable here. And you know your own ability. If you can buy a plane ticket over here, you can surely buy a plane ticket back home. But moving overseas is not a big a deal as we make it out to be. People will scare you. The planes haven't stopped flying. Man, if you can stand on that damn assembly line for 40 years, you don't think you can come over here, okay, and deal with what we have to deal with over here, which is not a whole lot. You can if you want to. And if it gets so bad for you, you will do it. You got abilities, man, that you don't even realize you got because you get so lazy over there, you don't have to use them. This is one of the main reasons I left the Matrix, man. I got lazy over there. When I came over here, I was 30 pounds overweight, anxious, depressed, the whole 9 yards, man. And I was still winning over there because everything's on automatic. He says, well, a lot of men hate on you, Cal. They want what you have, brother. Yeah, it's a shame, though. The cake is big enough. It's enough for everybody. See, jealousy is a form of insanity. And racism and hate aren't the same thing. But that's their problem, not mine. You got to ask them why they do that. I don't hate anybody. I promise you I don't have that much time left to be hating anybody and worrying about what somebody else is doing. Yeah, it's like comparing apples and oranges. Asian versus Western women, much more feminine, old-fashioned values. But it's even more than that. I believe, we like it over here for the same reason people who migrate to the United States like. It's different, something different. And that's good. I don't think you should do the same thing and be around the same people and then every single day for the rest of your life. It's a boring ass life. It's a boring ass life. Yeah, thank you. He said, 62, I don't have time fighting to be with somebody. Hey, Reginald, thank you for the super chat. He said, thanks. I'm listening to you. Listening to you is often interesting. Well, I appreciate it, man. I try to keep it interesting. I want to have a conversation. I'm just a little different than the other guys. I'm not going to go down line by line. Look at them. You'll see. They have no commentary. They have no opinion, or they're afraid to voice it. I'm just having a conversation because once I cut this phone off, it gets quiet. Now, did you eat yet? Hey, you take your bath? You going to the gym today? That's it. And that's what me and Richard was talking about yesterday. Me and him have agreed to meet once a week, like me and John was doing, just to stimulate our minds. I'm going to laugh at his jokes. He's going to laugh at mine. His sarcasm, I'm going to get it. You need that over here. It's not rocket science. He said, she'll be rooting for these brothers watching them win. Let me know I can also. That's right. That's all I'm trying to do is be an example. If I can do it, you can do it. If you want to do it, if all you want to do is complain, Rion Apple says, Calvin, the writing on the wall about America is so clear. Ray Charles can see it. My profession is to predict economic and social conditions, but even my family doesn't believe me. I left since 2019. It was clear to me. He said it yesterday, put chills up me. The hair on my arm stood up when he said that. He said, Calvin, I just got to the point where I said, there's no fixing America. I thought the same thing. I better get out of here. And I left. I left a lot of money on the table. People didn't understand me, man. People are angry. Why are you leaving? Do you want me to leave and you can still communicate with me, or you want me to die? Or you want me to be angry and, maybe do something stupid? You got to live for you because you're going to die alone. You're going to die alone, man. Yeah, he said, but Calvin, you said it yourself. Most of us don't ever leave the state we were born in, let alone travel overseas. And this is who you're going to get the pushback from. And this is why you shouldn't let it hinder you and your decision. His co-worker called him dumb. And here's a guy who worked long enough to draw retirement from the VA. So he's certainly not dumb. But he's one of those 17% who's never left the state. He can only think, well, why would you want to go to the Philippines when all I hear is bad news about the Philippines? There's no promoting the Philippines in America. Okay, it's only bad news that you get. It's not like Thailand. I've seen Thailand commercials at home on my television. Come to Thailand and all that, right? But you never hear anything about the Philippines. It doesn't reach that far. Bar girls, Manila, poverty, typhoons. That's all you hear. So when you say, man, I'm moving to the Philippines, they're like, are you crazy, man? What are you going over there for? He said, I had to get used to her coming into my shower and scrubbing my back for me. I didn't get that in my country. It's a lot I didn't get in my country. There's blurred lines over there. I can't remember my American wife, and she's one of the best cooks I've ever had, fixing my plate. I don't remember it. I can't remember. It was so long. Over here, I bet not go in there and try to fix my plate. I mean, the minute I get up, what are you doing? You know, I promise you, man, if I was out there and I stood up, they're going to wonder, what am I doing? Let me do it. If I go in there and try to rinse off my plate, here comes her mother, or here comes her, or here comes the helper. I mean, it's so crazy, the things that are available to me here that was not available to me. Okay, I can say just something so simple as, I'm getting ready to go to the gym. Can you wipe my shoes off for me? It's no arguing, like, you do it yourself. Because sometimes I do it for myself, but if I'm in a hurry, if I'm in there taking a shower, can you iron my clothes for me? I mean, even something so simple as boiling the water for coffee or boiling my eggs in the morning, I just ask whoever's in there because they don't want me to do it. Yeah, you get to your age, you ain't got time, man, for all that stuff. But a lot of us, our confidence is low. You know, our self-confidence isn't there when all you have to do is look back on your life, man, and it'll appear. He's been a year out of the matrix. But that's all I'm saying. I just don't have the stress on me. There's still stress here because I got a 3-year-old daughter. I mean, you know, I'm talking about just worrying and all that, right? But just life stressors, but not the stress, the unnecessary stress over there. I used to leave my house at about 9 o'clock in the morning. I wouldn't come back to 10 or 11 hoping she sleep. It got to the point where, man, I didn't even want to have sex. And I surely didn't. When I got over here, I thought that my machine had stopped working. He said, people will get mad at you for leaving, yet they think it's better to stay in the rat race. Work to pay your bills and still be broke. Put up with the nasty women, etc. Because they want your company. It's one less person they're going to have to complain to or to complain with. But that's exactly what it is. But the unnecessary stress I don't have anymore. I don't have to walk on eggshells in my house here. Because she's had a bad day, I've got to be quiet and I've got, you know, I'm fearful of she's going to fight and go off and all that stuff, right? I don't have to do that over here. That's a big deal. The police aren't following me around everywhere. If they are, it's to ask to take a picture with me. Okay? When I walk in the store, they're not following me around, thinking I'm going to steal something. When the women see me, they don't cross the street and clutch their purse. And, you know, when I walk up to a car, you don't hear the locks click and all that. I'm not the number one suspect over here, man. It's a lot of stress off of me. I'm talking about me. I'm not talking about anybody else when I make these videos. He said, a dream for many of us over in the U.S. Can't imagine that treatment. You know, and then when your love does come down and you need that intimacy and that, you know, sex, it's there. There's no begging. I haven't begged ever since I started dealing with Filipino women. Not one time. in over 15 years have I ever had to beg. They're very cooperative, man. But I'm talking about men who are taking care of business. I'm not talking about these slackers, man, because they'll treat you bad over here just like they'll treat you bad over there, trying to get something for nothing. I'm talking about men who come over here and just do what men do. You're not a fool for taking care of your woman and your household over here. You're a fool for not doing that. So when you do that, they reward you. Because don't think they're stupid, okay? They know what the option is, what the other option is. They know what you bring to their life. We're changing lives over here. And the women who appreciate that, man, they'll bend over backwards, okay? I'm just telling you. Yeah, they don't want to be alone. I only had one American wife, Thankfully, I couldn't have took any more. I mean, I learned my lesson then, and we've been together, 18 years, 16 years really were good years. It was the last 2 years, but I really wasn't happy though. I was really in it for the kids and try to hold everything together because I knew, just like I know over here, that if I left, it was all going to collapse. It was all going to crumble. So I held it together as long as I could. But because people on the outside looking in, it's going to be your fault. Oh, you're wrong. You should have stayed in there and kept your family together. Man, I would have been dead. Because she knew what my number one fear was. See, I like to read them true crime books. And women always want to shoot you in the head while you sleep. And I used to have conversations with her. I said, no matter what you do, don't do that to me. And don't you know, toward the end, she told my brother that. She said, I ought to shoot him in his head while he sleep. And when he told me that, that's when I left. I literally left the next day. Because they do that kind of stuff to you, man, over there. I don't deserve that. I give you everything, which I eventually did. I was a fool, but I gave her everything because I knew you wasn't going to be able to handle it, but you want it all here. And she lost it all. But I don't deserve that. Don't shoot me in my head. Give me a chance. Just tell me to leave. That's why I can't give, these guys, okay. Usually in America, you hear about this. Well, they killed their wife because they got a girlfriend. Go on and get a divorce, man. Give her half or whatever and get on with your life. You can get that money back. Now it's rotting in jail somewhere. You don't have the woman. You don't have the wife. You don't have your freedom. Marco Focus said, I told somebody I was visiting the Philippines, and this idiot said, there's enough Filipinos in America. Why go there? I just shook my head. I mean, what can you do? Hey, Jim, let's see. Thanks for that super chat. He says, the thought of marrying a woman in the USA is terrifying. Being black, it seems like different women, decent women are out of reach. Well, I was having a discussion with Kaz, and, he says, is it just me? Why do I think it's cringy for black men to have black in their YouTube channels or, whatever it is? And I was like, I don't know. But for some reason, black men, we're worried about who loves us and likes us. Because that's the first question black men ask when they go somewhere. Do they like black men? Nobody else does that. I don't give a damn. I mean, believe it or not, I'm not talking to you, Jim, but there are decent women around for us because we're just as good as anybody else. But for some reason, we carry that with us, man. I think it's a burden. I'll never make a video like that, being black in the Philippines. I saw a video the other day from a guy who I respect, Dean something. He was like being black in the Philippines. You don't need to make those videos, man. You don't need to make those videos. They're cringy to me. Nobody else makes those kind of videos but us. We've been stepped on for so long, and you know, it's just 2024 now, guys. We ought to know better. That's bullshit. That's junk science. It's not real. It's all about your character, your abilities, and all that. All right, but yeah, there's a lot of options for black men in this world. Just look around. Yeah, but it's enough. You're right about that. But it's enough examples out here where we don't have to do that. Look at Andrew Tate. His daddy's black, but he plays, like he's not black, but he's black. You know, at the end of the day, is there anybody more known than him, hated or whatever? Okay, man, daddy's black. Period. End of story. But for some reason, we want to carry that low self-esteem. It's time to get rid of that. 2024, look, you're just as good as anybody else at the end of the day. I've seen it. I'm experiencing it. But when you live in a country that won't let that go, guess what you got to do? You got to leave. You say, I can't do anything about it. Yeah, you can. You can leave. And that's what I did. He said, a friend of mine that lives over there told me that respect over there is automatically given. It's yours to lose. And he's telling the truth. They're going to give you the benefit of the doubt over here until you prove otherwise. That's what the guy told me in 2009. I was coming back from Louisiana, that remote province I was telling you about, and I was in Butuan in the airport, and I see a guy from Seattle, Philippine wife. He said, man, they'll follow you to the end of the earth as long as you're going somewhere. They're not going to let you mistreat them. And that's been my experience. They're going to respect you, man. They're going to love your dirty draws, but you show them something else. Filipinos will start talking. It's a word for cheap over here. They don't want no cheap man. They want you to come over here and change their life, just like you want them to change your life. So if you don't hold up your end of the bargain, man, eventually you're going to lose that. Yeah. You're the number one suspect when the wife dies. But it's just the mindset. Why do you have to kill her? Just because you want to be with somebody else. Good and well, you're not going to get away with that. He said, I tend to think all or most women are the same, but are or can be culturally different. Well, that's a big difference, Charles. Women are going to be, it's all about security. It's all about control and different things like that. But the culture and the circumstances, man, is a big, big difference on how women act. If you grow up in an environment where women feel that they don't need a man because they got the government there, they're going to think less of you. Your importance, your value is going to go way down than over here in a society where the government does very little for women, where the man's place is still important in the household, whether he's, the co-breadwinner or not. Your role over here is very important. That's why when you come over here, you're going to see the tricycle drivers, the jeepney drivers. These guys get big time respect. Because whatever they're bringing home, man, beats a blank. There's no government. There's no ADFDC over here. There's no food stamps. They do got something for the extremely, extremely poor. And I think they get that every 3 months or something. I forgot what they call it. But it's nothing like the safety nets we have. So when you say culturally different, man, that's a big difference. Imagine if you come from a culture where, the man is the head of the house. Or you come from a culture where, you're going to supposedly be on equal standing with the man. Which one do you want? All things else is equal. But do you want to say, hey, okay, I'm going to give you the respect you deserve. You're the provider, the maintainer, the protector. No, we're the same. You know, you're paying all the bills, you're doing everything, but you're the same. No, that's not a real scenario. Now, if she's doing all of that, then put her up there. You both contributing, 50-50, then it's a different story. But I'd rather be in a culture where the man is still valued than one where he's not, where he's basically invisible for real. Yeah, I mean, it's a question that it should not be, man, it's 2024, Blizzard of Broad. They say never say never. I would never make a video. Oh, being black, what's it like being black in the Philippines? Or what's it like not being black in the Philippines? I would never, that question is it's just too, why do, that's the first question we ask. If you see a black man living in Vietnam and he has a live stream, oh, do they like black men over there? Oh, man, do you like yourself? Hey, everyone, thank you. But it's time we get rid of that question. Stand up, man. That's why when I did that program, Resurrection, Black Man Stand Up, that's what I was talking about. And I'm like, coming back from the dead? Yeah, well, we got to get rid of it. We got to get rid of it. I don't care what other people think about me. It's none of my business. But don't bring that stuff around me because I've already proven it. When I'm put on a level playing field, I'm just as good as anybody else, no matter who you are. Okay, what is the question? Hey, thank you, Edwin. Yeah, I'm just saying, yeah. But you can give example after example after example. One of the most established black men that America ever produced, a brown man, was Barack Obama. I mean, if you can't look at him and say color don't matter, the color of your skin don't matter, Muhammad Ali, it's all of them. Why would it matter to you all of a sudden? Remember, if you turn on the television and you're picking up the newspaper where you live and that's all you see is all that stuff, it's time to leave, man, that place. The media is always going to have the last word. Okay, you ever seen them interviews, right? Where the host starts arguing with the guest. Well, the host always has the last word. He'll get rid of the guest and then he'll keep on going. That's what happens over there. Yeah, and the pension has no color. Okay, do some Filipinos prefer white men? Yeah, but a lot of them prefer black. Some of them want Asian men. Because the Chinese and the Koreans are the ones who are really balling over here. Okay, they're the ones who really got the big money. They keep sending me this link. Stop sending it, guys. That's old news about, the police kidnapped the tourists. These aren't regular tourists, okay? They know who to kidnap. They know the big drug lords, the big gambling people, the people who have the big money, man, the Chinese and the South Korean. Okay, they know not to fool with you because you ain't got a damn thing for real. Okay, at the end of the day, where they're going to waste their money kidnapping you, they know who to do it to. Everybody, I've been sent that link 4 or 5 times. Like, dude, read the article. You'll see it was the Chinese. They're the only ones riding around these big ass 2024 Mercedes vans and stuff like that. Mercedes AMG vans, Rolls Royces, and all that. Man, but it's nothing new. I mean, if you're in a state of mind where you say you still think that skin matters, I mean, as far as ability and all of that, then there's no help for you. No matter where you go, you're going to still ask that old stupid question. Do they like black men here? Shut up. You seen that that poster with the Batman slapping Robin? The minute somebody says that, do they like black men, you want to just slap their face. Hell, it's all around. He said, what's the most beautiful place in the Philippines? Man, I couldn't give you a true answer to that. It's so much beauty here. And this is what I tell guys, to focus on the beauty, the natural beauty. Don't focus on this man-made stuff, these structures, the houses you see, the poverty, the trash. All that's man-made. You're going to see that everywhere. You focus on the natural beauty here, man. Everywhere you look, no matter where you go in the Philippines, you're going to be somewhere close to just the eye-popping beauty. I told you I got a 200-foot waterfall about 30 minutes from here. 200 foot tall waterfall. Go and watch Critter Hunter. Watch his channel and see. I mean, this guy makes really like Jacques Cousteau type videos. Nobody watches them though. You want to talk about the most beautiful place? A lot of times it's underneath that water. You can't see it. Well, I mean, but we can't worry about that. This is stuff you should already know, OB32, and this is stuff you shouldn't have to worry about because guess what? It's your money. But we're saying, okay, do you want that? Well, you know for sure, okay, why this woman's with me. Are you still in America with Big Shirley? You guessing. You don't know why she's with you because she can get food stamps and all that stuff like that. But you really don't know. And why should it care? Why should we care what something outside is doing as long as you can trust her? Because it's your money. You make the decision to come over here. Remember, it's a choice. If you're worried about that, okay, because he's lying though. Charles is lying. All you got to do is come over here and watch how the Filipino woman treats the Filipino man. Okay? And that blows that argument he's talking about out the window. Okay? They're afraid to tell the tricycle driver if he's wrong because that's the respect they give me in over here. Okay? And initially, it is finances. Everybody knows that. But it's up to you to move that needle, OB32. But I mean, we can't stay stuck on this same conversations over and over and over. That's why you don't get anywhere. That's why men don't come over here. They don't get anything accomplished over here because you're worrying about something outside of you. Or I can't own land over here. Or she only wants me for my money. Well, what if I didn't have the money? That's a big if that you and Charles Butler are talking about. I don't live hypothetically, man. I live in the present. That if, man, will get you in trouble. If this, if that. The guy says, oh, if YouTube wasn't paying those guys, you wouldn't see so many YouTube channels. Well, duh. But y'all living in a whole different universe with that if, man. Leave that off my channel. I don't live like that. He says, Jim says I see a lot of Filipinos online flirting with Western men while their husbands are in the background. Sometimes they don't seem any different than the women here. They are just chameleons. Well, you can't speak for all of them. First of all, if a real Filipino woman has a husband, she's not going to be flirting with you online. Okay, they're about as loyal as any woman anywhere else. They're not from outer space. Okay, yeah, there's scammers here, there's lowlifes here like they are anywhere else. But I'll tell you what, I would take my chances over here of finding a good woman than I would in America. Okay, just because of the culture and the circumstances. They have a real culture over here. Our culture is all over the place in America, and that's one of the things people like, that melting pot. But over here, they're about as monolithic as any place you're going to see. That culture's strong, man. That's why they talking about, oh, they're going to have divorce, this, divorce. The divorce will never happen here, not in our lifetime. People have a strong culture, man. It goes thousands and years back. I would rather deal with a woman like that because she's going to reach for that culture when things go wrong. And even when things go right. But if you grasping for straws over there, Jim, like we are over there, you don't know what's going on. If a woman over here is a husband, she's not going to fool around, especially if he's taking care of her business. Women over here do not want us, the real ones. There's only a small percentage of women who will date you, Jim, over here. Okay, and those are the ones who put themselves on the dating site with the flashing red light that says, hey, I'll date a foreigner. I want a foreigner, okay? The rest of them don't wear flashing red lights. Can you meet somebody? I'm pretty sure you can. I've never done it over here because I'm at a stage in my life, I want it easy. I want it as easy as I can possibly get it, especially when it comes to a woman, man. That's not my number one focus. I'm trying to be happy, joyous, and free. I'm trying to live as stress-free as I possibly can. Okay, that's unnecessary stress. That's unnecessary worrying. If you're happy, if you're satisfied, you got a young 21-year-old tender over here that's doing everything you want a woman to do. Why are you worried about what she's with you or not, which you should have sense enough to know why? Okay, everybody gets on the dating site, they already know, so don't come over here with that stupid thinking. You know why they want you. So why you wait till you get over here and start worrying about what they want you for? This is where the self-preservation comes in. You got to protect yourself against that stuff. And then as time goes on, and she's earned your trust, and she's earned, that position or that help, then you start going out of your way to secure her future, if that's what you want to do. But you don't come right. Okay, he says, let me finish my thought before my internet was. He says, oh, women are the same, they're culturally different, right? That culture goes a long way, man. I have not, did y'all hear me say I haven't begged my woman for sex since I started dealing with Filipino women? That's a big difference. Okay, I could probably count the times on my hand my American wife in 18 years gave me a good blowjob. Okay? Don't tell me it's the same. It's not the same. It's only the same because you're unable to get what it is you want. Okay? It's not the same. Okay? And if all things are being equal and I got to be the man, I got to pay for everything anyway, because that's what real men do. We take care of our women. We take care of our children. We take care of our house. Then I want a woman that I ain't got to beg when it comes down, when my love comes down. Sitting there begging, man, no good and down well. That's why y'all leaving. It's not up to your satisfaction. Hell, it's not the same. He said, I must have hit the lottery at birth because as of yet, I've never had a woman on government assistance. And I've never been with a big Shirley on a voluptuous big Shirley. Well, see, it's because you want to be different, D. Hicks. We're talking about a mindset. Okay? Don't think that somewhere in the back of the man, well, why aren't you still with him then? Let me ask that question. If they're so good and you were lucky, why aren't they still with you? Or why aren't you still with them? This is what I don't understand, guys. Come on, man. See, we're trying to have a real conversation. We're trying to help each other. But he comes on here and says this, guys. Listen to this. Which he's on a Philippine blog right now. But he says, I must have hit the lottery of birth because as of yet, I've never had a woman on government assistance and I've never been with a big Shirley, only a voluptuous big Shirley. But you don't. So why are you on here then? Why aren't you with them? You've only had one woman? Is that what you're saying? That you had the perfect woman? No. You have the same problems, whether they good looking or not over there. See, this is when the problem happens, guys, when we try to separate ourselves and be different. You're not on an overseas vlog for nothing. Something's not to your satisfaction over there. Okay? I'm sorry, yeah, you did hit the lottery if you're not having trouble with them women over there, because Jesus gets all the credit. When it comes to the bedroom, they all come there with a book of conditions. What they won't do, what they will do, and what you better not ask them to do. Okay? They think they're the same as you, which men and women are equal, but we're not the same. They want to do everything you do. So no, don't come on here with that. Because my next question will be, then why aren't you still with them since they're such good women? Hey, I just got back in Colorado, New Mexico. Glad to catch the show, Thank you, brother. He said, well, voluptuous doesn't sound so good. Well, these are the guys who want to separate themselves. They're the exception. But you're on a channel where men are not being satisfied. We're looking at options other places. If I had it so good, I don't think I'd be living over here. Hey, thank you, man. I appreciate that. I appreciate good conversation. That's all I'm saying. This is a community. We're trying to help each other. Everybody isn't as situated as you are. Okay? You're doing what most people do. They marry somebody of their own race or nationality. Okay, we're just doing something different. And so when you're different, people treat you different. They look at you different. They don't understand you. We're just doing something different. Because most black men are married to black women. Most Filipinos are married to Filipino men, white, etc. What we're doing is something different. Okay? We don't want the status quo anymore. It's not working for us. We're not like D. Hicks. We weren't lucky. We didn't hit the lottery at birth. According to the census, the average American has 11 relationships, 12 jobs. You moved 13 times. Okay, it doesn't sound like we're too happy over there. And then the average person around the world has had their heart broke at least 3 times. We spend about 2 years getting over those breakups. That's just, people in general. We're not divine. We're still a work in progress. So when people come on here and tell me, oh, they got this perfect life, I say, raise up the cover. Let us really see what's going on. Because I'm calling bullshit on that. Are you happy? Yeah. Are you content? Yeah. But are you perfect? Absolutely not. Yeah, I'm going to give you the nitty gritty because you don't have that much longer to live, Jim. Your life is running out. I'm not going to bullshit anybody, man, on my channel. You can go somewhere else and get the bullshit, not on here. Life is precious. It's sacred. He said, why you think the restaurants are so busy in the West? We're just lazy. Because men can cook too. I don't trust restaurants for real. After you see some of the stuff that goes on in some of these restaurants, man, it will make you never ever want to eat. You know, when the guy at the Detroit Tigers, they're making pizza and he hulks up and spits in the damn people's pizza, right? All they gave him was 4 years. Those are the type of people that you give a life sentence to and let them spend 7 or 8 years and then let them out. Not 3 years, because he's not going to learn his lesson. Okay? I mean, you have a public trust. You're saying the public trust. Well, you're going to make my food the way it's supposed to. You're going to follow the original recipe. You're not going to mess with it. Okay? It's the same with insurance agents, policemen, and all those type of people, you know, who have that public trust. When they mess up, they're slapped, and they're slapped really, really good. Doctors. But man, if you guys knew who was cooking your food, you'd probably start cooking it yourself. You know, people, you know, the country in America, we're split down the middle. People don't like Trump. Well, damn it, those are a lot of Trump supporters cooking that food you're eating. Or Biden supporters, if you don't like Biden. But yeah, you gotta be careful eating out, man. He says, is it best to compare Southeast Asian countries against other Southeast Asian countries in the West? No. It's not really good to compare anywhere. Okay, but you got to have something to weigh it up against. So I've lived in America most of my life. I've been here for on and off for 15 years. I've got something to weigh it up against. So I said, okay, I'd rather come over here. I'm not saying the Philippines is better than America for obvious reasons. I'm just saying I'm happier here than I was over here. And the choices I made over here, I'm happier than over here. Because, you know, the subject always boils down to women anyway, which I don't understand why. It's going to take more than that for you to be happy anywhere. Yeah, he hit the lottery at birth because he's never had a woman. Well, you don't know that. You don't know how close she's come to being on welfare. Secrets with Steve. So Calvin had 2 Filipino American girlfriends, and they were the sweetest people. One of the reasons I want to move to the Philippines. Thanks for your hard work. But you're welcome. But remember, we want the original. That's the crispy that you're dealing with, Steve. Okay? I want the original. Because all you did was you were dating Americans who just happened to be of Filipino descent. Okay? Eventually, they were going to, you know, balk eventually because they don't have no choice but to balk. He said, I think people only choose people of their own race because of society pressures, but every race of women prefer white men. Come on, man. Come on. Guys, who is this guy? They don't prefer white men. I mean, okay, let's say they did, Jim, just to keep it. Okay. Let's say they do, okay. But yet, I know poor white people. Okay, poor white men. I know white men who don't have good character, who aren't intelligent. So you're going to put them all in one basket or what? Just the fact that they're white? Let's just say that you're telling the truth. Okay? What does that mean for me? Am I supposed to stop looking for women because they all prefer white men? I'm going to still throw my hat in the ring. I think I'm going to throw my hat in the ring. Okay, I'm not going to listen to that stuff. Even if they do, so what? What does that have to do with me? It has nothing to do with you either. He said, guys flexing about their good fortune doesn't provide solutions for the average guy. It has to deal with these entitled Western women that resent you just for being a man. Right. And then, okay, I'm going to give y'all a secret that I promise you'll never hear this anywhere else on any channel. So listen up closely. A lot of women are mad at us over here because of their poverty. They're mad that they have to deal with us to live a better life. Okay, to get ahead. Because a lot of the 21-year-olds, they really don't want to deal with a 61-year-old. So they get mad at us for that. They'll blame their poverty on us. Okay, I'm telling you this. Okay, so that's why a lot of shenanigans go on the way they do, and a lot of relationships don't work out, because at the end of the day, they're mad at you. They're thinking that, oh, if I wasn't poor, I wouldn't have to deal with you. A lot of women are like that over here. In the beginning, you got to change their attitudes. But that's the way it is over here. They'll get mad at you because they're poor. And, they got to, this is all I got, because I've given up. So, I've got to deal with a 70-year-old man. They're unhappy. They don't want to do that, but they have to. But then if you're a 70-year-old man with good character, you're a decent human being, see, you can change that attitude, but that's how they feel, man. Okay, my woman feels that way until I changed it. Okay, they'll look at you and get mad and will blame you for their circumstances, guys. No one's going to tell. This is the real nitty gritty. It don't get any nitty or grittier than that. So when they're smiling a lot of times, man, they're crying inside. They will blame you for that. And then, oh, you're taking advantage of us over here. Oh, I wish I didn't have to deal with these old men. But I have to. But after a while, depending on who you are, if you can move that needle, you can change her whole perspective on that. And that's usually what happens. But in the beginning, that's what a lot of people think. That's why everybody doesn't want you over here. They don't like you over here. Okay, they really believe that. If you think they're dissatisfied with their life, and they'll blame you for it, man. They will. He says, I brought my ex back to the States. Lesson learned, I will move there permanently next time. Well, most women don't, they work out, man. Like I said, for every bad story, there's 100 that goes untold of positive stories. But usually what happens is, we marry the women too quick. You don't know who you're marrying. Remember I told you my buddy Monroe, he was over here for 3 weeks. Knowing this woman for 3 weeks, and not even the whole 3 weeks was he with her. But she must have rung his bell some kind of way. Now he's going back doing the visa. Like, hold on, man, pump the brakes. You should come back a couple of times, man. It's a long trip and this and that. We think we know enough about women. So he signs you do the visa, you bring them over. You don't know who you brought over there. I was with my wife for 4 years, man, over 4 years before she came over there. And I still, you still don't know them, but hell, you know them more than you do for 4 weeks. This is the problem. It's not enough time, guys. It's not enough time. They're not going anywhere. I mean, I don't know what the hurry is for you to bring your problem to your country, because that's what's going to happen. We end up bringing a problem over there. I just say all the men, see, as much as we don't want race to be put out there, we're the ones who keep putting it out there, making it, yeah, okay, if it is what it is, then let's try to change it. But you don't change it by making yourself seem less than. I mean, why wouldn't I have a nice looking women over here? All the other average looking men have nice looking women over here. What would make, and I've got money, over here, because we're here, Thomas, me and you, we're here. So why wouldn't I have that? The rules are the same, man, over here. Don't matter. Remember, 18 to 80, blind, crippled, or crazy. I told you that. Nobody else told you. You hear them saying it now because they heard me. That's always been the truth. It's been happening over here for 125 years at least. It's never going to stop because some guys on my video and comments yesterday, go and read them comments. Some of the guys, they just won't give up. He said, yeah, but there comes a time when simping will end, even in the Philippines, right? I said, nope, not in your lifetime. It's been going on for 125 years. But 18 to 80 blind, crippled, are crazy. There's going to be somebody over here to love you. Okay? But we keep pointing out, oh, I'm black. Look at me, I'm black. Well, everybody knows you're black. Okay? You had no control of that. What you do have control over, though, is your character. Is your standing in this life. You have a lot of control over that, whether you're going to be a decent person or not. But to keep saying, oh, I'm black, you're drawing more attention to you. Just come over here, take a bath, put on clean clothes. Don't be stingy, don't be cheap. And you're going to have what everybody else has over here. He said many times in the past, better to go in the Philippines for the Philippines, go where you do better. Yeah, Reginald, but we're just talking about women because the conversation always comes down to women when you talk about moving overseas. For some reason, I don't know. Okay. And then it goes along with some of these last videos I've been making. We're always being ridiculed for moving overseas. So we're saying somebody who's awake, not woke, but awake, says, hey, listen, I got some options now. I'm retired. My money's straight. I'm still in good health. Okay, my mind is right. Why don't I get off this damn speck I've been living on for 50 years, going around in circles, and see what's going on over here? These vloggers, they seem to be doing pretty good over here, wherever over here is. And they make the choice. Because once you come over here, man, you're not ever going back to that. Like I said, I wouldn't even trade Maryland for Beyonce, believe it or not, because I know Beyonce's full of shit. She's going to balk, okay? The one night I really need it, she's going to say, no, I'm not in the mood. That's all you want me for and all that. You know, the spiel they give us. Yeah, there's a reason I've chosen that I prefer Filipino women, so why should I get mad at a Filipino who prefers white men? It doesn't make sense to me. I don't care. What somebody else prefers is not going to affect my life. Well, it's a lot of other reasons. I named so many of them. It depends on who you are. You don't deal with the stress that you deal with over there. It's not all that divisiveness over here that it is. Nobody over here knows who Caitlin Clark is. Now she's the last, she's the next divisive piece that they put in that puzzle. Okay. And then they put out there what they want you to stress out over. I don't even know P. Diddy. Don't give a damn. Now everybody's coming forward with all these stories about him. Well, where was you 30 years ago when all this stuff was going on? Now all of a sudden you telling all this stuff. You should be held accountable. It's complicity laws in America. They telling all this stuff like they firsthand, information. Well, you're talking yourself into jail. Yeah, see. He's an armchair bro. He's never going anywhere. He's going to discourage you. Why go over that? They don't like short men. They don't like black men. They only want white men. Yeah, you'll know. Yeah, I mean, everybody's got their opinion, but I don't care. I would be a hypocrite if I said I prefer Filipino women, and then somebody comes over here on here and says, "Oh, Filipino women prefer white men." Okay, well, I'm not white, so that's not true. Do some of them? Yeah, they do. I had a woman tell me that, and I wasn't even interested in her. I don't even know why she even said it. Was on Facebook. I was in a group, and she said something about, well, we don't like black men anyway or something. I was like, we don't like you, lady. Look ugly, I mean, one of the ugliest Filipino women I've ever seen. But she claimed that we don't like, okay. Now she's over in Australia getting mistreated. I don't even know where the subject came from. I'm like, you didn't hurt my feelings. Well, I don't know about that now. That's a whole different subject. Remember what Jesse Jackson said. In his dreams, he always wins. So in my mind, I'm always going to win. You know, but to say the playing field is even, that's going a little bit further than I want to go to today. He says, Kaj, yeah, those are city girls. Is it better to get a province girl? Well, where are you going to find a province girl, Jim? A lot of women who work in the city are from the province. But you're never going to go to the province. She only tells you from the province. You got to believe her first. Then you got to go up there with her to even know. And then be careful what you wish for. He says, thanks for sharing that. It's best we take our time with a Filipino. I will keep that in mind. But see, this is what we're not going to do, Jim. We were talking about that yesterday. He said, Richard said, which I already knew, I told y'all. He said, everything happens so fast. He said, the first day you meet them, you're either in a relationship or you're not. And that's true. It's the girlfriend experience over here like it's never played out anywhere else in the world. You're literally live-ins the first day you meet. Once y'all meet and everything, he's like, okay, yeah, she gives you that look, and you'll know, okay, it's on already. It's like you've been together for 20 years already. You've been knowing each other forever. The first night, it's like you're married. Okay, it's easier said than done with that. I don't know many men who's been able to do it. If that right woman shows up and meets you at that airport, you're done. There's no, oh, I'm going to take my time. Go on back home, all the way back to the province, by the way, and she may not come back. And here you are, you're going to see the finest thing you've seen in years, literally years. Because that's why you get on the dating sites and stuff. We've put up with all we can put up. We've had it up to here. We want something different. And she shows up there. She is 5'1", 100 pounds, long flowing hair, booty shorts, smelling good. The little powder makeup is all perfect, not a scratch on her. She got the little bag of her possessions with her. I mean, she's just beautiful, cute as a button. And here you are, get off the plane, sweaty. You ain't took a shower in 20 hours. You ain't worked out since the military. And she runs up and hugs you and say, what, you out there skating?
No.
That's exercise.
No, it's not. It's so hot outside.
Okay, and there's no turning back after that. And that's why when guys get on here with that, take your time. I mean, every woman, man, when I met Marilyn for the first time, man, there was no turning back, guys. Okay, I'm sorry. It's not going to happen. You got to have the willpower of a saint. And you don't have that. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We're practicing that. This is what we decided. We're tired of the shenanigans and the charades and the games over here. Let's play the other game over here. I like the games they play over here a whole lot better. But these guys who are talking about, oh, take your time. Because I say that. Because you got to say it. Because you know that's the problem. We don't take our time. So if you're going to do a vlog, if you're going to talk to men and you try to give them some suggestions, the first thing is, man, take it slow. But it's almost impossible, man. It's almost impossible to do it. If the right one shows up at that airport, this is the reason why, a lot of guys, they try to stay with that first one the longest they can. But eventually, they don't. For some reason, something goes wrong. Yeah, he's not going back. This is just true facts right here. But first of all, let me give some credit where credit's due. It takes balls for a man to make a 180 at 60, 65, 70, 75 years old and go seek a new way to live overseas somewhere. Okay, but don't hesitate because you got the ability to do it. You're capable of that. You've already proven that. I don't know why y'all so hesitant about it. You've done 10 times more difficult things than moving to the Philippines or Thailand, especially Thailand. Thailand is like moving at home, like, moving to another state with the infrastructure and everything the way it is. But I'm going to tell you, it's really, really hard, and that's why I say I don't make the woman the focus of your trip, knowing it's going to be the focus. But I've got to say it because I'd be wrong if I didn't say it. If I didn't say don't make the woman the focus, because you're going to do it anyway. But it's hard, man. It's hard, man, to walk away from that because it's good. They know they have a reputation for treating their men good. And it's a well-earned reputation. Even the Filipino man, it's so good. To Big Shirley, it's really, really good. Yeah, they're all province girls, really. Okay, if you meet somebody in Cebu, you're in Cebu province. But some women just grow up in the city where they see foreigners, more foreigners all the time and all that, right? But you're more likely to have problems with a province girl because her culture's thick, her commitment's going to be a lot stronger. Okay. And I'm just going to tell you from my experience, having dealt with province women and city women, province women, man, they'll cut your dick off. They don't play. They're feisty. Guys always say, oh, I want a province woman, because they don't have a lot of interaction with foreigners and stuff like that. But there's some reason, what's up, Mike Alexander, that they end up on that dating site, guys. Okay? Yeah, they're going to try. They know, yeah. Because they're putting it all on the line. They got more to lose than you, for real. They got reputation and everything, man. When it don't work out over here, man, they get talked about. They get talked about bad because people are jealous that they got the foreigner. And they're really sitting back waiting for it not to work. I told you so. He used you and all of that. Well, he says, I let the women know up front I'm not looking for anything serious. Well, see, they're going to hold back. You're not going to get the full extent of what they can give you. I just try to be as honest with you guys I possibly can based on my experience. Nobody else's experience. You know, I've told y'all a story so many times when that girl showed up. She's supposed to be 22. 6 months later, I found out she's 18, but she was the cutest thing I'd ever seen in my life, man. I looked at that terminal door and she's standing there, and I'm scared to go out there because I'm not used to. It was my second time coming to the Philippines. The first time I dealt with a 38-year-old and a 41 because I really wasn't looking for a woman. But the 41-year-old told me, you know, you need to be dealing with these young women. Why are you over here dealing with older women? They put me up on the game. I knew nothing about the Philippines. I didn't know anything about younger women and older men. So I meet her, man, and I'll be damned. I mean, she blew my mind. I mean, completely. I had no, I didn't have a, what's the word they said? What am I using for? I didn't have a chance. I didn't have a chance in hell. I didn't have a chance in hell, guys. I knew I was toast. Okay. That's the one I ended up spending the $28,000 for the engagement ring. Bought all the barangay, that whole barangay, I fed them. I spent about 20,000 pesos on that. You know, we went everywhere, you know, stayed at the Hilton at the time. Spending big money on this woman, man. Okay. Because I'd never seen anything like that before. I can't remember, only when I was 18 did I even see anything like that before. And she's the one and only one that said to me, you can do whatever you want to do to me. Could you refuse that? So I was on that roller coaster for 6 months. And she taught me probably more about relationships over here than anything. Like, hey, these women, man, they're more than what you're looking at. They're not stupid. They know exactly what they're doing. There's no victims over here. But you get guys over who've never been over here before. They have no clue what they're up against, man. You know, it's a script. And I tell y'all about it all the time. Because you say, well, why would you say? Because every woman I've been with is the same thing. Okay, and you get used to that kind of treatment. You say, I don't want Big Shirley anymore. I don't want Beyonce. I don't want Janet Jackson. I don't want any of them over there. What's the new Ice Spice? What's her name? You know, everybody's going crazy over now. And all them old women over there. You don't want it. You want this. They spoil you. That's the word I'm using. And to some of us, they really literally blow your mind. And you're not listening to anybody. There's a guy on his way over here this weekend. Okay. Now his friend has been wanting me to hey, thanks, Blizzard Abroad, for that super chat. He said, got to get on this hamster wheel. Good night, fellas. Hey, I appreciate it. I'm going to get off here. But anyway, okay. He messaged me, the guy. He said, hey, my friend's coming over. Him and his wife hooked him up with one of the wife's friends. But he came over here and the woman blew his mind. He's spending big money. He's not listening. The wife's trying to tell him, hey, slow down. You know, this woman can be shady, you know. But I told him, I said, look, pussy trumps everything. He's done opened up businesses. He's spending tens of thousands of dollars on the woman because he's only known Big Shirley over there. He has no experience with Filipino women. He doesn't know how the script works. Now he's on his way back over here. He's going to spend more money. You know, and I'm like, well, at least you told him. Okay, because once they get a hold to you, man, men stop listening. Remember I told you guys come over here and they disappear. You don't hear from them anymore. The faithful followers on the channel, but the minute they get over here, man, because the woman gets them, man. The woman gets them. And pussy trumps everything. They're not trying to hear nothing you say. But yeah, guys, thank y'all so much for your super chat, super stickers, thumbs up, memberships, all your support for Sunshine Shows. I really appreciate it. I never take it for granted. You got a choice to make. You can stay over there and continue to put up with the foolishness. I come out here somewhere, because more than likely what you're looking for, you're going to find it out here, not on that little speck. Because I'm going to tell you, once you get out here, man, you're never going back. You may be there physically, but mentally, you're always going to stay out here somewhere because they spoil you. You get a treatment over here in different places that anywhere else, it would be considered a fantasy. Over here, it's reality. Okay, I mean, it's literally like living a dream. Some days I got to pinch myself. This isn't real. And it's all available to you, man. Nothing's off the table, guys, okay? So take care, stay safe. And don't do anything stupid, man, is what I'm saying. Okay, even though you're going to do it. If the right woman's waiting for you when you get off the plane, you're done. For at least 6 months, you're done. For you to, for everything to quiet down and get quiet and you back to your senses. But for 6 months, you don't have a chance, man. Your goose is cooked.